Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. If you're still hungry, there's a whole bunch more sitting at the back, and it's absolutely as delicious as usual at the McIntyre Community Centre here in Timmins, Ontario. Our next speaker is Hayley Halsel Whitney. She's the mine general manager of the Eagle River Mine for Wesdome Mines. Hayley will be speaking on Wesdome's Eagle River Mine and how they're building a sustainable future for that operation, which is located 50 kilometers west of Wawa and is producing gold for over 25 years. Hayley?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. So I don't know how many people have ever been to Eagle River Mine. Is there a show of hands of how many have been there? Okay, some of you have, most of you have not. So I'm going to talk a bit about Eagle River, and then I'm going to just focus on two things. One, the talent, because there are quite a number of people here that are job seekers, and we welcome you to come to our booth. And the second part of the presentation, I'm going to talk about a little bit about the procurement, because there are quite a few suppliers and consultants and folks that are here. And so I would like to focus on that in the next 20 minutes. No, as usual, these are the cautionary statements, and I don't expect you to read them. But if you have any questions, feel free to call our investor relations team or go to our website. There's quite a bit of information there. We have just published earlier this year 43101. There's quite a bit of information there as well. So Eagle River is 50 kilometers from Wawa, and just when you get to the halfway lodge, which is actually a landmark, you have to then turn left and go another 50 kilometers through beautiful cottage country. It's totally different from anywhere else you'd ever been, in my opinion. It's truly Northern Ontario, and the weather is absolutely different. You literally go 10 kilometers and off of Highway 17, and maybe there's no snow on Highway 17, and you drive right into a snowstorm. Winters are longer, but the people are wonderful. So for Wesdome, as you know, we have two sites. We have Kena and we have Eagle River. And Eagle River has been producing for quite some time. Over the last 5 years, there's been a focus on Eagle Mine as opposed to Mishi. Mishi has not closed, but we do have some ore on the ground, but we haven't been mining it since the end of 2020. Now, over the last 5 years, as you can see, we have increased the ore coming from Eagle River, Eagle Mine to the mill, and hit record production, or historical record production, last year at 101 ounces, which was quite an achievement for us, and folks at our site be very excited about that, and we celebrated that at the end of last year. We're going to continue between 95 and 105,000 ounces, and for hopefully another 25 years. So on this slide, just to give you an idea, there are quite a few mining companies around us, and from Pamela all the way to Alamos. And at Eagle River, we have about 20-minute drive between the mine and the mill. Eagle Mine is, about, let's say, 20 kilometers or down the road, and Mishi Pit is closer to the mill. So for us, it's, trucking is what takes our ore to our mine, and we're moving, above 700 tons a day to our mill. Now, in 2019, we actually did a lot of improvements, started to do a lot of improvements to our mill, and raised the throughput from 700 tons to hitting 1,000 to 1,200 tons a day. So we have replaced a number of our jaw crusher or cone crusher. We're doing quite a bit of work this year on our thickener. And, going forward, the focus will be on the mine. Okay. Now, 2021 was a special year for us. We not only did we hit our 101 ounces, but 1,000 ounces, but we also went through a transition and rebuilt our management team while we were trying to hit record production. Our management team currently has, the capabilities of taking us forward, and the talent, the experience and the talent range from anywhere from 15 to 47 years of experience on our team. And for us, it's about, taking our Eagle River to the next level, meaning, building our capabilities on the tailings and environment side and making sure that we deliver our ESG goals. But it's also about the legacy that we leave behind when we are no longer there for the next generations. We are working with 5 First Nations, and we appreciate and thank them for working with us and for the ability to work on their lands. For us, there are 3 areas that we're focusing on: workplace of choice, responsible mining, and operational excellence. For the workplace of choice, it's, people talk about equity, diversity, and inclusion. When you come to Eagle River, you see it. We live it every day. We have folks from, all over many areas of the world, a lot of talent from within our community, but we also draw from Timmins, Sudbury, Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, and we have quite a, few candidates that we're sourcing from outside of Canada as well to come. In terms of operational excellence, I'm just going to focus on our procurement later on, as I mentioned, and take a look at the workplace of choice right now. So here, we do have about 300 employees. We have quite a few contractors on site, especially working with us in our underground mine. And we're focused on increasing women working at the site, as well as Indigenous peoples and visible minorities, like myself. Our local workforce, we draw a lot from the local communities. About 65% of our talent comes from local communities. And, we do have people from all over. So Canada, Senegal, India, Nigeria, Cameroon. Myself, I'm from Jamaica originally. So, we do have quite a diverse culture and people at our sites. It makes a big difference when we go to make decisions about how we do things. Just walking into a meeting is quite exciting when you have people from all levels of experience. Some of our management teams have worked all over the world, and just the debates between them as we seek solutions to the challenges that we face is quite extraordinary. So for those who'd like to come and work with us, please be free to apply. So that's my pitch for on the talent side. However, it's just a whole different way of thinking about stuff. So I just want to spend the rest of my time talking about procurement on our site, because quite a few people here are from our suppliers. So the way that we are doing things at Eagle River is probably a little different from the way that you're used to doing business with us in the past. So for one, we did keep the COVID protocols in place. So we do have a lot of emails coming. Can I come on site? And can I come anytime? When can I come? Who do I meet? So first, we do have a process in place. My advice to you would be to engage with folks that are here. I do read my emails and my LinkedIn. I probably shouldn't say that because I'm going to be bombarded with stuff, but I do read them. And then I forward them to our team. Okay? Our team actually looks at the mine and the mill as a supply chain. It really is. Our goal is to produce gold. Okay? The mine does not work separately from the mill. So we have the mine's responsibility is to deliver the geology, the mill's responsibility is to deliver the gold, okay? And we work together that way, and we think like that. So everything else, whether it's finance or HR, procurement, or site services or stuff, that's like the wiring in your building. If we don't have it, we can't do anything. So we all work together as a team, and we look at the bottlenecks within that supply chain. So last year, we brought in a continuous improvement team to benchmark from mine to mill. Where do we have, what are the findings? Where do we have our bottlenecks? And what's the approach that we take over the next year, 5 years, in order to drive those bottlenecks out of the system and be efficient at what we do? So when we actually look at that supply chain, we have identified opportunities, and our goal is to actually, leveraging talent from within, suppliers, and the community, how do we come up with an integrated solution? So it's not just, buying one product or, one software, or we actually can see that there are a number of suppliers whose products working together could solve a challenge that we have on site or an opportunity. Our goal is actually to take our Eagle River mine beyond any perceived limitations that we have of ourselves to exceed beyond expectations. That's how we're going to get to the mid-tier level status, okay? So a number of, folks have come to us about, software. One team that I met today, I could see it, we can see it, how that could help us, but we could also see that's one piece of the puzzle. So we may actually have multiple suppliers talking to each other, right? Because together, that's the solution that we need to achieve an opportunity that we have identified or solve a challenge that we have identified, okay? Now, I'll give you an example. Everybody uses cyanide. All the mining companies say, if you do have a product that replaces that, please call me. Now, buying cyanide is like buying toothpaste. Different companies are selling a product. It's the same thing, different concentrations, delivered in totes or in a tank, but it's still cyanide. The challenge for us, being between Thunder Bay and the Sioux and Timmins, is this. It's really not the price of the unit price of cyanide, because we'll drive that down. Yes, we have good, suppliers are being very competitive on that. The challenge is the cost of transportation to the site. And if you break down the invoice of cyanide delivery, it's yes, we have changed suppliers because we got a lower price for cyanide, but it's actually that was not the problem. It's all the delivery, and that adds up. And over the last 2 years, we've seen that climb. Now, for us, our management team thinks here is a challenge that we have. Okay, how can we solve that? We're looking at, okay, we're in the middle of, we're not in the middle of nowhere. We are in the middle of somewhere. But we're far from areas where storage of cyanide or, delivery of cyanide is easy. Okay, it's not easy. So the question for us is, wow, there are a lot of mining companies around here. Do they have the same challenge? Probably. Is there any way that we can work with the community or First Nations community and other mines and suppliers to come up with a way that we can actually move a depot, maybe, in the area? But it's not just cyanide. There's explosive plants. There's a whole lot of other products that we purchase that if we had warehousing in the area, do you see where I'm going? Like, there is a solution to everyone's problem, and the solution is an integrated solution that can draw in, opportunities for our communities, opportunities for suppliers, opportunities for other mining, companies within the area that can solve a very challenging problem that we all probably complain about but don't get together and talk about. And that is how our management team thinks. Okay, integrated solutions to solve challenges or to achieve opportunities identified within our business that drives us beyond our perceived limitations towards excellence. Okay, I'll give you another example, just using cyanide as that too, because these are just examples that I'm throwing out that I'm hearing in emails from suppliers or from our team, or opportunities where the community is asking what kind of business opportunities can you provide us with. Here's another one. We would all like to replace cyanide. Is anybody doing any research? The question, the thing is that years ago when I joined Falconbridge, years ago, mining companies had technology centers that did a lot of research. So did suppliers. A lot of technology centers, universities got involved. Somehow over the years we've lost that. And something like cyanide, which is a product that if we could replace, would be right in line with the PO. Me next. Okay. I don't know if there's any research that's going on. We've tried, we've looked, we've talked to suppliers, and we really don't know. But if we all got together and invested in finding a solution, like how the mirror model works, right, then maybe we will find a solution to replace cyanide. And cyanide's not the only thing, right? I challenge my team on, when they come with here's a solution to something, can we do it in half the time, half the cost, better? Are we setting a standard? Are we doing it the same way that we've always done for 100 years? Can we do it a little different, right? That's how we need to think in order to take the mining industry from what we've always done and setting it up so that young people, want to be a part of it. They see it as an opportunity to be a part of in the future. Okay. There's one other, example that I'd like to that I'd like to give you as suppliers and as folks that are working in this industry, and that is, work together to find solutions for the industry as we know it. Like, we know what the challenges are. There's no doubt. Whether it's on the ground or at the mill or in environment, working together is going to get us a lot farther than just talking about working together. Now, the COVID taught us something. It taught us that regular products that we use, there are parts of the regular products that we use that's going to prevent us from buying those regular products. Like, who in the world would have thought resin was going to be a problem? Like, it's like resin. So for us as a small business, even though we have contracts with a company to supply, over the next 2 years or 3 years, we're small compared to larger companies, which means that it doesn't mean that we're at the front of the line if we want cyanide or, explosives or stuff. Even though we have a contract, we still have to wait. We've learned that. So what we're interested in is in market intelligence. So let's take a product, what components make up that product, and are there going to be any delays in any part of that, the components of that product that in the future is going to prevent us from even acquiring that product? That's the kind of market intelligence that we need to know so that we can say, okay, we need to buy more of that product now before everybody else does, right? So that we're not caught waiting for our delivery in the future. So for us, we have built up our procurement team. We have a director of procurement. We have our contract specialist that's here in the booth. We have implemented an RFP process, okay? But behind all of that is market intelligence. What do we need to do? How do we need to think differently so that we're always ahead of the game and never caught short on supplies that would cause us to shut down? Okay. For us, I just brought up here the scorecard. So we have an RFP process. So say we have identified with our suppliers a solution. We put out an RFP process. We invite people to bid on that process. Okay. It's going to go through a rigorous scoring system. Okay. And on here, you'll see environment and social and governance. So we do have people that specialize in this area in our company that's going to go through that package. Operational, technical, and commercial, and we give it a score. And then we debate that score, and we then select the company that's going to be awarded that, and we tell the winner that, and then we move on from there. But it's a rigorous process so that we are fair with folks, and we actually on our side get the products or the solution that we are looking for. Okay, if you have any questions about that, or part of our procurement team is at the booth, and we'll be glad to help you walk you through that. Okay, thank you.